All right, so welcome back to White House Farm. When it rains, it pours, literally. We just had a downpouring like crazy, and my wife was driving the Nissan here, and she said it started like skipping and bucking, and then through check engine light, and luckily she made it back home here. So I went ahead and we got our handy dandy little blue driver, our OBD. We plugged that in, and it gave us back some codes here, and go ahead and make sure you check out the video on that. Our codes here, one pending code, misfire on cylinder 2. Now, as you all know, we did a ton of work to this thing, and the ignition coil, spark plugs, stuff, I didn't do them because it was running fine. I figured I'd wait on that, but I did have them in backup just in case something like this happened. And as you see, that's our pending code. So when we click on it, and right there it says replaced ignition coil, replace spark plug. So we have ignition coils and spark plugs. Got them brand new, nice red color. It'll look nice on there, ready to rock. So if you were looking to get these, all you'd have to do is press on ignition coil and then follow the link, and it brings you right to it on Amazon. I'll go ahead and leave a link in the description for them if you are looking for them, for both the spark plugs and ignition coils. And well, that's what we're doing right now. We're gonna get this fixed, back up and running, then we'll check it. But I go ahead and start it up for you, and you can hear how it sounds, how it's misfiring, it's not sounding right. Hear that stuttering and everything. Now the check engine light actually turned off. That's the low pressure tire light flashing. One of my sensors is bad, so eventually we'll have to replace those too. But this is what happens when you have misfires. Sometimes it clears up and then the light will go off, but you can hear it. At least I can hear it. Got a little bit of a putt to it. So, oh yeah, like my new light? Make sure to check out the video on that too. Before we were using this, we're using these Dewalt lights, and we'd strap them up top here and everything. But this is specifically made for vehicles, and this actually stretches across the truck and everything. So, man, it's definitely nice to have light to be able to see. Oh, so the service engine light did come back on, so we'll shut this off. All right, so the first thing we want to do is go ahead and disconnect the negative side of the battery, and that's going to be a 10 mil. All right, now we're all set there. Let's head over. We're gonna go ahead and remove this resonator. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and remove this hose here. We're gonna undo the clamp with a set of pliers, and then we're gonna loosen up this here, and we'll be able to take the resonator right off of here. And this is also a 10 mil here. You know what? Let's go ahead and spray that with some PB Blast. So now we want to go ahead and remove this bolt right here. Once again, 10 mil. And stick that right there. That should pop up. There we go. And then we should be able to twist this out here. go. Alright, there's a bunch of junk up top here and everything. I'm going to go ahead and just hit this with the air hose, get that out of there, and then we'll go ahead and remove these bolts on the ignition coils. Oh yeah, look at that. Alright, so you have 4 ignition coils, 1, 2, 3, and 4, and they are 10 mil. Number 1. We got our all 4 removed. Now we can go ahead and unplug these. So now we can twist and pull, take out our old ignition coils. One. There's 2. Whoa. Well, I think I found our problem. That is definitely not supposed to be like that. Alright. That thing is just soaked in oil. And there's our 4th one. Alright, I shoved the rag down in there and it soaked up all that oil. And let's see if you can see that. Like, that's what it's supposed to look like. And that is just full of oil. So let's go ahead and try and soak up more of that. Alright, so that's a little bit better. Let's go ahead and we'll replace these 3 and we're going to come back to that one last. Alright, so cylinder 1, cylinder 2 where we had all that oil, cylinder 3, cylinder 4, misfire cylinder 2. Wow, look at that. Alright, so we have our borescope here. I'm just going to go ahead and take a peek down there and just see if anything's stripped out. Alright. Alright, let's send our camera down there. Looks good. I couldn't see if it got mashed or not. It actually looked okay. We could go ahead and throw the new spark plug and ignition coil in there, and if we get another misfire, we'll check that. And if there's oil in there, but you shouldn't have oil coming out into your spark plug like that. So, all right. Let's go ahead and remove the rest of these sparkies. Alright, and you can use a piece of rubber tubing like this to go ahead and stick on there, and then put them down and tighten them up. That way you know you're threading them in correctly. Now we'll go ahead and snug them up. Okay. And I did that freewheeling until it just got tight. Now we'll go ahead and torque them down. It's 168 inch-pounds. Not foot-pounds, inch-pounds. There we go. There we go. Alright, they're all torqued down. Alright, so we got our 4 brand new ignition coils. We can go ahead and put them in. Now we can go ahead and attach them all back together. Alright, now we can put our bolts in, tighten them up. Alright, spark plugs are in and new ignition coils. That actually looks pretty cool with the red. So let's go ahead and connect our resonator back up here. And this spike on the bottom, it's gonna go right in here. Alright, so now we just need to reconnect the hose here. There. All of our bolts are back in, resonator's back on, new ignition coils, new spark plugs. Last thing to do is go ahead and reconnect the battery here. Alright, we'll do a quick oil check here, see where we're at. And we're just a little bit low here, so we're going to add some to it. Let's fire her up and see what it does. Yeah, that's just some oil burning off. So no check engine light, that's always a plus. Now you can hear the difference. That's what it's supposed to sound like. That's 110 times better. Like I said, the only thing we got to do now is just monitor that second cylinder and make sure that we're not getting oil coming back up through there. All right, let's go ahead and take it for a drive. So no gauges on. Car's driving good. Definitely no check engine light. Here with my wife. You can't really see her in the dark here. But, so you were driving this and what happened?
It just started to shake when I pressed the gas. Felt like it was gonna sputter out or something, like it was either out of gas or it was gonna stall.
Yeah. So that was definitely the issue. But yeah, runs good now. So like I said, we'll have to monitor the cylinder number 2. Obviously the check engine light will come back on if we get oil coming up through there again, but I don't know. We'll see. Only time will tell. So, all right, we'll meet you back at the garage.
My hero.
All right, so we're back. Car's working great now. We're just gonna have to monitor it. That second cylinder. Once again, there's that spark plug. It was just soaked in oil, and even the ignition coil, it was just filled up. All right, so running good. Lights aren't on. Ended up talking with some of my buddies that actually do this for a living, not just on the side like me. And they told me that more than likely what happened, the reason why there was oil in there like that, is because here's a valve cover. Here's a brand new one. The rubber rings in here dry out over time. And this car has over 175,000 miles on it. And so the boot ripped there and the oil was getting down in, and that's why it was in with the spark plugs and the coil pack when I pulled that out. And it was just the one, it was the number 2 cylinder, but eventually they're all going to start leaking. So they said, go ahead and just get yourself a new valve cover and gasket. They're cheap enough. This was 40 bucks, and replace that. It is a little bit of work to do it because you got to remove the motor mounts and you got to jack the engine and all that stuff. But they also said if you're really not too worried about it, it's not going to do anything other than throw a check engine code and you'll have that bucking and stuff again. And then you'll have to take the spark plug and the coil pack out, get all the oil off, and then reset them. So it all depends on what you want to do and how long you're going to have the vehicle. So we went ahead. Parts cheap enough, and I got the time to go ahead and do that, and that way I don't have to worry about cleaning it out and doing all that stuff. So we're gonna go ahead and do that, but we're gonna wrap up the video on how to replace the spark plugs and coil packs. As you see, it's pretty simple as long as you don't run into an issue like we had here, but if you do, stay tuned for this next video on replacing the valve cover, and that's what we're gonna be doing right now. So, but I'm going to end this video here. So once again, we hope you like, enjoy, subscribe, and as usual, we'll see you on the next one. All right, bye guys.
You can't say goodbye without saying goodbye to me.
All right, Olaf. We'll see you on the next one. All right, bye, Obo.
Hi, guys.